SportsBalt podcast. On this podcast, I will be talking sports cards, collectibles, memorabilia. I'll be interviewing hobby guests. I will be talking about my own thoughts. I'll cover regular sports that relate to the hobby. That's the fun part. More importantly, I want you along for the ride. So click like and follow for more content, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Well, hello, and welcome to a late night edition of SportsBalt podcast. It was a special night with the AFC and NFC championship games today. Also have some items in the PWCC auction, and picked up a couple of cool cards on consignment this weekend. So I thought I'd do a little update and share some of that with everybody. Picked up on consignment from a client, 3 very cool cards, and I'll show you the cards. First one, got the 67 Mays, 69 Bob, should be Roberto Clemente, and the 67 Mantle. I am going to submit all 3. In order, unfortunately, the Mantle is probably the lowest grade. It's hard to see on camera, but there's some slight creasing over there. So I'm hoping for a 2. I would be thrilled. 2.5 maybe. These are going to PSA, by the way. On the Clemente I feel a little bit stronger on. Not perfect, but I think this has a good chance at a 3. So I'm hoping for a 3 on the Clemente. And the Willie Mays, I think, is the best condition out of all of them. I think on the right day, this could 4 and maybe 3.5. So I'm going to PSA all of those. But one of the cool things I wanted to talk about was what Topps does, and they've done in a lot of their sets, is if you compare a 57 design with a 67 design, they're essentially the reverse of each other. They're almost the upside down with the names flip-flopped on basically a headshot. And that's just a cool little thing. Topps is known for paying tribute to previous years. It's kind of like inside lore. So I always like to share some of that when you come across it. So the 57 and 67, the 67 is definitely a tribute in the design to the 57. Although I am partial. And actually the Eddie Matthews I picked up recently also, and that is going to PSA as well. Now, my concern on the Matthews is that the edges might be in too good a condition, and anytime they're in too good a condition, it could be cut. So there's a chance it comes back altered. If it's not altered, or if it comes back doesn't meet minimum size requirements, it'll just go into the PC, no problem. I'll just throw it in the binder for my 57 set. But if it grades, it's going to grade very well. It's a sharp-looking card. So those were my pickups for the weekend. And real quick, wanted to touch on made another couple submissions. So I made my first decent-sized submission to PWCC through the Mike Baker authentication. So it's $3 a card, and I sent in, I think, about 15 or 20 cards, and they'll go right to Mike Baker for authentication and right into an auction. These were mostly strip cards, non-Hall of Famers, and lower grade stuff. So the $3 authentication for strip cards important to have that authenticated. So PWCC's received them, so hopefully we will have them authenticated soon and online for auction. I'll update you on that. I also, at the National, or maybe it was CSA, I did the SGC pre-grade, where they would give you the pre-grade number on a card, and I got a 9.5 on a soccer card. And so I sent it in to SGC to see if I'll get that 9.5. They said it's pretty much a guarantee. They said that, at the time that as long as it stays in that original sealed storage, That should be a 9.5, no problem. So Antonio Davies, Purple Velocity, if you're a soccer fan, should come back SGC 9.5 on that. Made another PSA submission. This one involved some Green Hornet cards, which, if you're familiar with the TV series, is also thought of as the Bruce Lee rookie. He appeared in the Green Hornet and appeared on the cards. His character was Kato, and I apologize for not remembering off the top of my head. But one of my clients had some very cool cards, so it's got those to PSA. Also sent in some vintage boxing, including some Jack Johnson strip cards. And interestingly enough, I sent one to PSA, what I thought was the better example, and I sent 3 to SGC. So I'll be curious to see how they come back. The PSA, I did do the Value Plus, so it's the 20-day turnaround. So I'm hoping to have that back in a reasonable amount of time. It might be a little hopeful for Philly, but maybe shortly thereafter, maybe for the Mid-Atlantic Sports Convention. Other than that, that was basically the weekend. Let's talk about the Super Bowl real quick. Eagles, Chiefs, I think it's going to come down to health. It's too early to know. I think the early line had the Eagles as 1.5 or 2-point favorites. I guess Mahomes' ankle will play into that a lot. So that's where we are. I just want to touch base. I am in a PWCC auction right now, and unfortunately got outbid on everything that quickly. So by 10:37, I was out. So I was going for a 33 Gaudy Jimmy Fox in low grade, but it was pretty beat up, so I didn't want to overpay too much on that. So quick edition here. Hope you enjoy it. And if you're hearing this on Sunday night or Monday morning, hopefully we have some update on everybody's health for the Super Bowl. And we've got 2 weeks to listen to football talk. Take care. I don't do outros. See ya.